Hey, you! Thank you so much for tuning in for this week's episode of the Monday Nyquil podcast show. My name is Slowpoke Felitos. I'm a part-time streamer, a part-time alcoholic, a seasonal Catholic, and an official Lego Builder license holder. Guys, for this week's episode in particular, I need some motivation in my life. And what better story to be told for this week's episode than with none other than the chosen Sam, all the way from Belgium. And mind you, this man has gone through it all with obstacles such as language barriers, 9-hour time zone differences, and many more things that with this week's episode, I'll let him tell the story. So guys, without any further ado, the chosen Sam is our guest for this week's episode of the Monday Nyquil podcast show. Hope you guys enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Belgium, we have here in this episode of the Monday Nyquil podcast show, the chosen Sam. Sam, thank you so much for tuning in here. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm very thrilled and I'm very honored for being here. So thank you very much.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, currently right now, the time difference, if people don't know, here in California, it is, at the time of this recording, it is 9:25 in the morning. Sir, Sam, what time is it over there on your end?
It's 6:25 p.m. in the evening. So yeah, it's quite a difference.
Quite a difference of timing. But like, how is it that like now that we're here, finally sitting down and talking, for those that are watching here on YouTube and for those that are the audio on Spotify, the chosen Sam has been streaming not too long for now, and currently right now he is sitting at 183 followers. He's going to be on the road to 200 followers. Sam, how does that make you feel?
It feels great because actually when I started this journey, I would never have expected that this would work out, especially for being a Dutch guy, because English is not even my native language.
That's true.
Yeah, so I'm very amazed that people are willing to follow a simple small guy from Belgium who's having fun on a platform like Twitch. It has been a discovery for me. I must be honest.
Absolutely.
I have been watching streamers, Twitchers for a very long time, and I was never thinking about doing it myself.
So then, what got you wanting to do streaming? If you don't mind me asking, when you actually started and what got you into it?
Yeah, well, I'm only streaming like for 3 months, and what has gotten into me, and I think it's for maybe a lot of streamers, maybe the same answer. I think COVID changed a lot for people. It really brought down our social lives. Everything was locked. We had to stay inside. If you wanted to hang out with friends, it was through our computer. With Zoom or Skype, and gaming became like the big booming business. I was already a gamer before that, but COVID got me way more into gaming than before, and I was really looking for a community, people to hang out with,
right,
and share some nice experiences, online games. I have friends who game, but they don't game a lot, or they are not getting into the same games as I am. So I was very curious as well, and see like, okay, maybe the Twitch platform is maybe the excellent solution, and let's just check it out. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And if it does, okay, goes for the better. And it until now it has been such a wonderful journey. I would really miss it if tomorrow internet would broke down and I couldn't get online anymore. It would be like, oh my god, what am I going to do now? My life is over.
No, I hear you. But like, it's crazy. For 3 months, you're at 183. At the time of this recording, you're at 183 followers in just 3 months. That is a wonderful achievement right there, Sam. And like,
thank you.
For what you have within the first 3 months, the equipment that you have right now, is it the exact same equipment that you started out to begin with?
No, not at all. I must be honest, I was one of the lucky few in Belgium who got a first PS5, and Sony did a wonderful job on putting down a console that is streamer ready. When they did their presentation, they said like, okay, we want this console to be really ready for people who stream, to make it easy. And I was like, hey, okay. As I was interested and I was already following some streamers, I was like, okay, why not check it out? The only thing you needed was a camera. Okay, you don't have a lot of options, so you're not able to get any overlays or get any notifications when someone is following or a sub. You don't see that on
Oh,
screen.
gotcha.
So it's very limited. You can only see the game, the camera, and the nice pop-ups from the chat. And
Right, right.
that was everything. But it was working for me, especially during the period that I was working on the affiliate. I was like, okay, let's just go online. Let's work on the profile, and
Right.
let's see what happens.
Well, how long did that take you to
And
get to affiliate, by the way, Sam? How long did it take to get to affiliate?
I think it must have been a little month, I think. Yeah,
Wow.
I must say that I was very lucky to be in a very good community, more communities as I speak of.
Yeah.
The Streamer Galaxy, which is now called Gamer Galaxy, but the Streamer Galaxy is also part of House of Slowpokes, Irresponsible Gamers. Um, those are very nice communities and are very supportive, and I was very lucky to get in there early enough, even before I started streaming, to get to know people, to build up relationships.
Right.
Building up those relationships really did it for me, because my first stream, that was a really technical disaster.
Oh, how
I don't
so?
even call it like my first stream, because the internet was lacking and the camera
Uh-huh.
wasn't functioning very very well. It was a little bit like an off day. It was a very short stream as well. And then my second stream was such a huge difference. And that was really the stream that I was working on, because I was so prepared for that first one. Okay, I just had some bad luck. That's all.
It happens. Yeah.
Yeah, it happens, and that's something that I really had to learn as a streamer. Like, okay, it's these things that makes you a streamer, because there is no like a perfect show. A television show is like rehearsed from before and directed
right.
from before.
That's right.
And here you go live, you jump on a train, but that's the beauty of it. It's fair. What you see is the real thing that's happening, and it's good to see how people react to that, how you can get responsive to that, and stay positive, and be it also can be an influence for viewers, for people who are also struggling, who are working on their profile. We're in this together. We're in this
Absolutely.
together. That's
Absolutely.
what you absolutely feel on the community, and that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, and then like how you ventured out to different communities, like Gamer Galaxy and House of Slowpokes and Irresponsible Gamers.
Yeah.
The community? Do you now at currently at this time of this recording? Do you have your own build community, or is it just mainly just gravitating towards others and like maybe marinating towards hopefully one day making a community for yourself?
Yeah, I'm still working very hard on that, because of course you are in communities where sometimes the same people show up. If you start your own community, those people start showing up in yours as well. But
Right.
actually, you were already in those communities, and that's a beautiful thing. And that's why I've been working very hard on my profile. And I try to be like a sci-fi and fantasy streamer. I have a huge passion for Star Wars, so I really try to do something different. Because when you go online on Twitch, the first thing that I see is Call of Duty, Call of Duty, Call of Duty.
Yes.
Battlefield,
Yes.
Pokemon. And that's great, because I'm also part of those communities, because I love to share those experiences as well. But I don't want to copy those people, because it's very hard to get discovered and to
Yeah,
and
and they're not bad games either. They're not bad games at all.
No, absolutely. It's fun to play together, especially on community nights.
Right.
That's a great place to hang out. But I think every streamer for themselves wants to find their own voice. And I was thinking like, okay, what do I like, and what can I offer, and can it be something different, so that people from those communities, if they're feeling like, okay, I want to see something else than Pokemon or Call of Duty, or okay, I love Star Wars, I don't see a lot of Star Wars, okay, I can go check out Sam and hang out and have a good time, because that's the most important thing, that you have a good time, even if you're
Absolutely.
entering for just 2 or 3 minutes. That you want them also to make feel special when they come in, even it's for 2 minutes. That it's not only about you, it's also about the feeling you give to people to motivate them.
Absolutely. Yes.
And it's a wonderful thing. You give a lot, but you also receive a lot.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's what keeps me going as a streamer. that's the big purpose I have as a streamer.
So then, what would you give those in the community right now that you're building? What do you happen to have like a name for your community that you actually wanted to establish and hopefully build from the ground
Yeah,
up?
yeah. Well, I call it Sam's Starbase.
Okay, space related. Okay, very cool.
Yeah, and also a little bit linked to the gamer galaxy, because it also has a lot of science fiction into it. And yeah, so but I don't like to copy people. I really respect everyone who is trying to build their own thing and respect that, and not trying to get in and take viewers away or people away. That's not how it works, and that's not what you do. You really want to offer something that people like, and also that you can share, especially share.
And much respect to you though, because you like to give a lot. Like on guys, if you guys have never tuned in, or maybe you probably have like a hiccup of a moment to tune into Chosen Sam streams, this man goes all out. This man shows figurines when you accumulate a couple points. This man roars like a Wookiee. This man has Star Wars themed alerts, and then on top it off, Sam, there is a special costume that you put on, correct? I don't know how many points, and what do you put on as dress up as?
Yeah, I put on a Darth Vader mask if you collect enough points, and then I challenge myself for like 5 minutes to continue playing the game as Vader. So it's turning to the dark side, turn Sam to the dark side.
Yeah, and that's very unique because you don't really see that. Like, it must be really, really difficult to stream or like to breathe in that mask, probably, right?
Yeah. Well, breathing is okay. It's okay, but after a while, it gets a little bit foggy in front of me. It's funny because I'm laughing my ass off. The viewers are laughing their ass off, and you're having a good time, and that's what I want to give to people.
Yeah,
so,
and I'm really hoping that maybe, you know what, like not necessarily like mimicking or copying, but like more of an inspiration that you give, because yeah, sure, that community alone that you're building from the ground up for your star base. For Sam's Starbase, it's gonna be pretty wonderful, because then almost like you'll be having people come by to you and be like, hey, you'll have that one special person be like, hey Sam, like you actually inspired me to actually start showing my collection, my pop figures or something, or like, hey, you know what, I dress up as I don't know, as a Wookiee. It's like because of you, Sam. Like now it's like all these inspiration little things that hopefully in due time something comes about, and like for sure I'm pretty sure that like you yourself would want to have your own community too as well, to grow and to have that same type of energy as like the gamer galaxy, for example, to be spreading out to the masses, correct?
Yeah, it's like a school teacher is someone who learned a lot and who wants to share what he learned to others.
Yeah.
I think with streamers it's the same thing. I get inspired by so many streamers. Even you are one of them. And what you take, you want to pass on.
Yeah.
And that's what makes the community bigger, and you talk about those people, you giving shout outs, and then when you go like 5 streamers further, it's like, oh yeah, I remember that name. Actually, I've never seen him in my streams, or I have never been able to watch him, but the name pops up and you have like this image of this person, and that's how we grow and how we come together. And that's, for me, that's the beauty of the Twitch platform, because you connect United States, you have Belgium, you have Germany, you have the UK.
Yeah.
Especially if you go into those communities on those Discords, you see them all coming together, and that's the beauty of it. That's what we missed during COVID, where we're not able to come together, but now we can. With the computer, with the Discord, with Twitch, it's like we're sitting basically in the same room. Okay,
Yeah.
there is the distance, there's the ocean between, but we're all together, we're having fun, like it's going to a bar.
Yeah, it's like you're sitting right here in the House of Slowbooks right now, currently right here right in my home bedroom. Like we're just kicking back and relaxing and stuff like that, and like that's how it should feel. And by jumping into your streams, I feel that you make that connection easily for those that are tuning in, and it just makes people at ease, because one, they could either just lurk away or just watch you play, and two, if they were to start a conversation with you easily, you'll stop what you're doing, or you really do take the initiative to actually respond back and make that connection with people.
Yeah, that's, for me, that's in fact the most important thing. I try to play a game, of course, that's connected to what you're doing, to what you like,
Right.
but on the very first place is the person who comes in. Because that person is taking the time to come in, to say hi, even for lurking. For lurkers, it's more difficult because they don't react when they come in, so it's not easy to see that those people are there. So I
You
remind
can't tell.
myself, okay,
Exactly.
you have to thank those people because they're there. They're there, even if you're not aware on the moment. They're still there. They're supporting you, and that's such a beautiful thing. And you really have to cherish that. And it's such a beautiful thing, and that's how we all grow, and get to learn people and get inspired. And yeah, also like with different cultures, friends in Indonesia who have a very other culture than mine, share those experience, like, okay, how are you dealing with COVID and how does it reflect your life? How do you look at those things? And it's yeah, it makes you also grow as a person, not only as a streamer, as a content creator, but also as a person. And it's, for me, it gives me enough energy to go through the day, to our daily routine, which is not always easy. And
No.
we always sometimes we just feel like, okay, we're low on energy, or some things are happening in our lives. But what the energy that I get from Twitch is something that I can take in my backpack when I go to work, when I go to somewhere, and feel like it's okay. That's okay. We're going to smash it. We're going to do this.
Yeah.
And yeah, and that's such a great thing. That's such a great thing.
Yeah, and then speaking of inspiring, you've actually inspired me. Not to actually do it, but I envy you so much because of this. And it's scheduling. How do you find time to create a schedule, or how do you make time for streaming in general? Because obviously we all have, our obligations, we all have our jobs, we all have our loved ones that we have, we have to take attention to, and just errands you have to do. But at the end of the day, you, sir, from time to time, I've seen that you make some actual stream schedules. How is it that you make time for streaming, or do you make sometimes spontaneous sessions?
Before I started, I talked with my girlfriend before I started this journey, because I really wanted that she was also okay with me doing this. And I talked to her, and I was like, okay, if I'm doing this, what would be the best time for us as well? And like Wednesdays and Saturdays are like best time schedules,
Right.
because we hang out like entire week. Like Friday night is our movie night.
Okay.
Saturday over day we go and do some things. Sunday as well. And I was looking for these small gaps, saying like, okay, these are times I'm going to take for myself. And Wednesday and Saturday were easily the top days for me that were there. And I just picked like, okay, we're just gonna start with 2 hours. 2 hours is long enough. I see streamers going for 4 or 5 hours, and that's so much energy you put into it. And for a beginner streamer, it's like, okay, we're gonna take it easy. We're gonna learn this. We're gonna make mistakes. We're gonna become better. And I don't want it to be too hasty with it. So just take the time, and she was okay with it, and she's still very, very supportive on what I'm doing, and that's really great on off screen, because she's a gamer, but she's not a streamer. But she really supports what I'm doing, and she also reflects on what I'm doing, how I have to correct my English, because her English is way better than mine.
Oh.
I'm really jealous of her English.
Right.
But it helps you also grow as a person, and I'm so happy that it just worked out, because in the beginning it was a little bit struggling, of course, because people have to get to know you. Like my Wednesday streams were way better than Saturday streams, because Wednesday, especially for people in the United States, are at work, and they can pop in during their break session or when it's more calm. On Saturday, the big streamers are also streaming, and you get into that list, and it was more difficult.
Yeah.
But for me, it was more like a challenge. It was because I could have said, I'm not going to stream anymore on a Saturday because it's not working. But I was like, okay, no, I got to become better.
Yeah.
And I will be better in time. I just not going to get it right now.
Right away, yes.
It will be later. And it's a good exercise. It's a good exercise. And it's also an advice that I would give for streamers who are beginning. Don't get too scared too quickly. Because everyone is going through the same. Maybe not everyone is going to talk about it, but everyone is facing the same problems, the same issues, same and it's just about not giving up, and see, reflect, especially reflect, and feeling comfortable with what you're doing. If you don't feel comfortable with what you're doing, it's better to look out maybe for something else or change some things. But if you like what you're doing, just give it time and it will grow.
It'll flow naturally. It'll flow naturally.
Absolutely.
But for those
Absolutely.
that are streaming though, the outside streaming life, does at any point in time for you, do you feel like it actually has an effect that, man, you know what, man, like if it wasn't for such and such, or like for my work, I would be streaming this day, or like, man, it'd be better off if I stream at this time. Does that ever occur to you, run through your head about that?
Well, I don't know. I feel quite comfortable with the way the days that I stream right now, because when I started streaming, especially on Wednesdays, I was home because of COVID. I had some weekly days that I had technically no job.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so it was easy for me to work on the streams, to prepare the streams, also prepare for 2 days. How am I going to advertise it? What would be something nice? Can I pop up a little quiz in it? Will I do a giveaway? You can think about those stuff, and that really helped me going. So not only be stuck on, oh, I have no job for today. There's no money coming in. For me, it was like not an escape or so, but something that keeps your mind busy. Just be
Something productive. Yes.
be productive.
Yeah.
I'm not a guy. I can't sit still for too long.
Me neither.
I'm
I can't.
always very active. Also, when I enter in a chat, I'm also like
Yeah, just spam it away, man. Dude. That's how I am with me. For example, the other day, I was actually at work. The last hour, dude. Throughout the whole workflow, I was doing great. I had my energy drink, I had my coffee, I had my water. Good. The last hour, just happened to have a meeting. In that hour, because I'm so used to moving around a lot, I'm fidgeting back and forth, and like maybe the first 5 minutes, I'm already falling asleep. It's like, no, you have to be productive. And like with streaming, I feel like even if it's not streaming, if you're just playing games, there is this such factor of like, you know what, you're keeping yourself busy, keeping yourself active, you're entertaining yourself and having fun, and like that's something that a lot of people really do tend to forget, or especially with their mental health. Because how are things now mentally? Does that ever take a toll with your streaming life?
Well, there are some times that you're feeling like trash. Of course, everyone has that. Even I have some days off, and you feel it even if it's a day that when you're streaming, and it's quite natural. It's the times that we are living in. We have also seen the rates on depression, even in Belgium. Those rates are going up, especially with elder people who are alone. Children are out of the house. Maybe they live on the other side of the country. They can't come back every day now and then. I experienced it with my parents. I call them every 2 days. Like, are you okay? Do you need anything? It demands a lot of energy when you feel when they're feeling bad. But if you're feeling bad as well, you have to find a way where you can let those things go and reflect and just breathe. And it's okay to feel like that. And I understand for many people that streaming is like helping them, because they're also like a listening ear into their chat. People that come in, they can talk openly about it, and that's also the beauty of it, because sometimes you just meet people that are feeling the same thing. Sometimes you feel, I'm feeling bad. Am I the only one who's feeling this? Who is experiencing this? And you can get closer together and maybe learn some things, how to deal with it. Everyone deals on a different kind of way with everything they can experience. But even that is something that you can exchange with your viewers, with your community, especially if you have a good community.
Absolutely. So you would say that with streaming helps you mentally, correct?
Yeah, sure. And it also, for me, it gives me energy.
Right.
It gives me energy when I go to my job, which is, I know when I start, but I don't know when I finish. There is a lot of energy you put into there, but sometimes you have like days that go really slow, and I have like too much energy. That's energy that I can put in my streams.
Yeah.
Or when I feel low on energy, and I have my great community and friends that are coming in, they can give me that energy back, and I can continue my week. So I work on Monday and Tuesday. If my energy is feeling low and I go streaming and I get the energy back, then I get my Thursday and Friday going up, so I can
That
survive
carries
my
over.
week.
Yes.
Yeah,
That
yeah, and then I have
momentum.
Saturday like, woohoo, let's go, let's go.
We
Yeah,
made it to
because
Saturday. Yes.
we made it, and you fill up the energy again to go on to your Monday, and up you're you're out again.
Absolutely.
So that's how it works. But I say, okay, I try. I'm the person, the character that I'm very positive. I try also to give all the positivity into the streams. But we're all human beings, and we all have a day off, and it's normal, and
Yeah.
it's fine. It's
Yeah.
fine, and people don't have to be afraid
That's true.
for that.
Yeah.
And I used sometimes streamers say like, "Oh, I have my schedule today, but I can't stream because I'm feeling bad. I have to make up. I'll stream tomorrow." And what I say to the streamers, it's okay to feel bad,
Yeah.
and you don't have to make up for it tomorrow. If you need your rest today and tomorrow, take the rest, and you come back on the next day that you've scheduled, and you will have your 200%, not your 100%, but you will have your 200%.
200%.
And
Absolutely.
you will get the things you missed on your last stream. You will get it eventually, and maybe even better than you maybe would have streamed
Yeah.
on a day you were feeling like only 47% or 50%.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's of course everyone has to fill it in for themselves. But I think
Right.
that's the advice that I would give to anyone who's struggling with it, and we're all struggling with it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. All of us in that have that connection of like, yeah, once mentally like it's okay now. Like I say this all the time nowadays. It's like it's okay not to be okay. And fortunately enough, here and streaming, like I've said this as a good example where people, you know, I put out my mental illnesses and stuff like that, where I'm going through phases of like, you know, depression or whatnot, and people are like, wow, this guy's really bold. He's really actually putting his stuff out there. Like that takes guts, and
Yeah.
it should be normalized. It should be really normalized to where I believe over in, I guess in your native in Belgium, it's sort of like a taboo, where having your feelings and emotions out like that, it's not common, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. Especially on online platform as Twitch, I don't see. I follow a lot of Belgian streamers,
Yeah.
but it's quite different what I see with people outside of Europe.
Uh-huh.
It's like something that they like keep close to them,
Mhm.
or keeping close to the people around them. What you are doing, especially you were doing with the closets of Slowpokes, that's a beautiful thing, because you open a window where people can come in and let it all out. And people that are shy or not able to talk to someone, I hope that those things will inspire them to do so, that they know like, okay, it's okay, it's okay. And
Yeah.
it's the same thing with people who are shy, like for example, for putting on a camera while
Mhm.
they stream, because they think that they're not good enough, or they're not satisfied with themselves. I would just say, be yourself. Don't be afraid to show yourself, because that's just the beauty of
Mhm.
the streaming part. That's people will come to see you because you're a nice person, and it doesn't matter what your religion is, what the color of your skin is.
Mhm.
It's just like you are in this together, and we experience the same things, and we grow together. We build this together, and
Yeah.
that's the beauty of it.
That's a
And that's
beautiful
what
advice. That's a beautiful advice. Is just being yourself, right?
being yourself. Yeah, it's if I look to my streams and I look to other streams, sometimes I think of myself like, oh, I also want to be like the magnet, and being more the powerful, and being like the cool guy who finishes off bosses at level 80 while I'm only level 40 or so.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
there are actually people who can do that, but that's not me. That's not me.
It's not
And
realistic, no.
no, it's not realistic, and you don't want to put up a show, because people easily see through that.
Mhm.
And it's more admiring and inspiring for your viewers if you just be yourself. And if people don't like it, they just go away, and it's you're not the content they want, and that's fine, because you're looking for viewers and an audience where you can share the content that you're proud of and that you want to create.
Mhm.
When I was at school, I interviewed a writer,
Okay.
and he gave me the advice: if you write a book, don't write it for your audience, write it for yourself. Don't think too much of what will my audience what does my audience want to read? No, it's what do I want to read?
Right.
And you have I take that advice I take to my streams, like what do I want to show, and what would I like to see on that particular stream from myself.
Absolutely, because
And-
the moment
and that
you really
yeah.
take that momentum of like, you know what, I'll do this for my viewers or whatnot, that's something where like you start losing that aspect of like, you know what, you remember you're doing this for yourself, you're doing this for a hobby of choice, and like a lot of people do tend to lose that factor.
Yeah, and it's also for protecting yourself, because you never know who's coming into the chat, and you don't want to get abused by viewers who want to make you do things you are not feeling comfortable with.
Right.
You know, people, if viewers are coming back like 5-6 times, you get to know people, but you're also building an audience. So the first time someone enters, you don't know who is this guy. Does he has a good meaning or not? And so it's always being a little bit careful. So it's paying attention, but also you just be yourself and try to feel like, okay, is this going to work out or not, and not to be afraid of that, not to be afraid to make mistakes.
No, and you know what, with mistakes, Sam, do you feel sometimes where like you have a self-doubt with creating content by any chance? Because it could be a struggle sometimes where like you wake up, you're like, I want to stream, but I don't know what.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's quite normal, because I have content or ideas that I want to bring over, or feelings that you want to bring over, especially because because I'm streaming not in my own native language. Sometimes it's difficult if you want to translate a feeling or a message, and you don't find directly the correct words to do it. Sometimes you can miss the message, or it doesn't come over the way you had in mind. And sometimes I was thinking like, oh no, it was better to pronounce it this way, or to do it like this or like this. Did they liked it, or because you don't have like direct reactions
Right.
sometimes onto the stream, so sometimes you just don't know. But I always tell to myself, hey, they were still around, so it's okay.
You're like, I didn't scare anybody away.
It's okay. And even if you make a mistake, and that's why I really admire Slurpee. He is a person. She laughs a lot.
Oh, she definitely does. Yes.
I really admire her smile. I can see her smiling on her streams, even when some things go bad. She can take it with oh no, and she starts smiling, and it makes it so adorable to watch, and that's what's inspiring me for if something goes wrong. Like, okay, you can laugh with it. You can just and in the meanwhile you're figuring out how you can resolve a problem. Whatever it is.
For those that don't know who Slurpee is, she's an actual streamer here in the Twitch community, and oftentimes I don't think I've ever seen her in the camera on, me personally. But you can just hear it in her enthusiasm, in her voice, and like people just come through. Like you just see the numbers that she pulls, that are like just friends that are chatting up in the chat. And Sam can tell you, like she really like knocks it out of the park with having the enthusiasm, her bubbly. As you mentioned, Sam, you can feel the smile that she has, even without seeing it. That's very powerful.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Very, very powerful. And I would advise that like. It's a common thing about like how you mentioned earlier about like giving advice. So I think, Sam, you gave it quite nicely earlier where in our conversation about like what would be something you would give a streamer who's struggling like mentally, like, hey, you know what, maybe I can't do this or whatnot. Being yourself and having the camera on does really have its benefits. And I feel like, Sam, like the way you started out with just the camera and the PlayStation, and now you've had like if you overlays like I've never seen before. You have emotes currently that you've introduced that are in homage of like, you know what I mean, of other streamers and such, and like all of that like put into in a retrospective of like that's what makes you unique, Sam. And I feel like you're on a great roll with whatever it is that you're putting on for it. And I kid you not, you are inspiring one person. You know what I mean? One significant person, or maybe two, maybe five, but I know one person for sure is seeing you for what you are and like for who you are, that you not only do you stream like this and like it's not like an alter ego or like a character that you play. You take that outside of streaming too as well, and that's a beautiful thing, man.
Thank you very much for the compliment.
And now some slowly but surely rapid fire questions.
Fire on!
Ah, okay.
Let's
Let's go. Texting or talking?
Talking, because the emotion you get with talking is like you can take it correct. By texting, you can read it on any type of emotion. Like, is he yelling? Is he laughing? Is it serious? Is it? Sometimes I have a little bit of trouble, and that's also for me very important when streaming. When you get the chat in, I said to myself, like, everything that comes in, take it with the positive vibe. But sometimes when I rewatch the stream, like I had someone coming in just for one time, and he was saying something, and it was the only thing that he said. I responded to it with a smile.
Yeah.
And then when I rewatched it, I was like, maybe he wasn't being so funny. Maybe he was trying to give me a kick. But I was happy that I took it with a smile.
You handled it well, yes.
You know, because before you know it, you get yourself into a discussion. And that's not the way you want to go with your stream. And sometimes, and unfortunately, it is like that's the only meaning that trolls have on Twitch.
Yes.
But I will say, like, they can always try, but I will always first take things with a smile.
That's awesome.
If they attack me, it's okay, but they have to leave the viewers alone.
Yeah.
Because I don't like it when they start attacking viewers or so. And luckily, I haven't been in such an experience yet. But I'm sure that everyone has been there, and it will eventually happen one day.
But you already have that special weapon in your arsenal. Just take it with a positive outlook.
Yeah.
What is your favorite cereal?
My favorite cereal is Loops. There's a funny story. Well, no, not funny story, but Loops actually got me into video gaming.
Huh?
Now I can laugh with the story, but when it happened, it wasn't.
It wasn't funny.
It wasn't funny. No.
Sure, please elaborate.
When I was 6 years old, but I live together with 3 sisters and 1 brother, so we were 5.
Okay.
So when we were little, you can imagine it was very, very busy in the kitchen. So we had to prepare for school. We had to have breakfast. My mother, on the morning, she had to take her pills for her heart.
Okay.
Because of her condition. And I was like 6 years old, and I was having like every morning I was having my Loops. But I was a little bit too energetic, as always, and the box with the Loops fell, and all the Loops were on the table. And
no.
I grabbed them and I put them in the little cum.
Okay.
But in the meanwhile, my mom was preparing her medication. And when she turned around, she was like, "Hey, where's the little pill?" And on the same moment, I said, like, that was a very bad Loops. And I remember that it happened so fast, but my mother, she took me up in the car with my pajamas on. We drove to the hospital because, that kid just swallowed my medicine. For my heart condition. I didn't have a clue what was going on. I only was told many years later that my heart rate apparently was very low.
Oh my gosh.
Day. So I was wounded up with all these tubes, and I had to stay in the hospital for an entire day. And my grandmother, she gave me from the store beneath in the hospital. She gave me like this little box from Donkey Kong. So it was like the first video game that you could pop off. It was just one video game where you had to jump and throw barrels. And that was actually my very first video game that I had received in the hospital.
Wow!
While doctors were running in and doing tests and so. And I was like, what's going on? What's going on? And I was focused on Donkey Kong. But
it made you forget about your problem with your heart.
yeah.
That is some scary stuff, man.
That's scary stuff, yeah. And my mother only told me years after, like, man, we were so scared because if you hadn't said, like, ugh, that was a bad Loops, we just would have sent you back to school, and my heart maybe would have stopped beating, and I would just have
we wouldn't be here talking.
Yeah, absolutely.
What is your favorite holiday?
Say Christmas.
Christmas, okay.
Because I love it when I go home at night and it's dark and you see all the little lights. And on Christmas Eve, you come in and you can take off your coat. You're done working.
Yeah.
And relaxing. Open a bottle of wine. Family's there. The trees there, and just the momentum from coming in is like, wow. It just very brief, very short.
That aura,
and,
yes.
Yeah, that aura. However, I must say that this Christmas, because of COVID, was quite different. It's the first time that I haven't felt like that it didn't feel like Christmas.
Like a holiday,
I
yes.
don't know if you can relate to that same feeling, because I barely saw any family members. Yeah, we saw each other online, but we were thinking like, okay, if we're having a dinner over here, you're having your dinner over there, let's put up the cameras and sit together and talk.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
It's not the same. It's very heartbreaking too when you think about it. You're like, because just FaceTiming alone can be really difficult. And maybe this year's holiday, by the time this recording's done, maybe hopefully by the holiday season, things might be looking up for you, Sam. I really hope that you can see your family. You brought your missus up here and there. Between you two, who snores the loudest?
She.
And she can agree. She's not gonna fight you with this, right?
I can record it. It even wakes me up. She says it's not true, but no.
Okay.
I stay up late.
Right.
She's because she has to get up more earlier, so I stay up a little bit more late.
Sure.
I do some gaming sometimes. When I go to sleep, she's already snoring. And that's when I know, okay, she's asleep. If she doesn't snore, I know that I can say, "Good night, honey, I'm here." But I think I also snore. Because sometimes she says like, "You woke me up because you were snoring, and I just had to give you a little punch." And then and I'm like, I've never felt that punch, so I don't think I was snoring. So let's say we both snore.
Yeah, probably. Okay, in equal.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah. How many children would you like to have?
I think 2. I think it's maybe if you only have one child, it's maybe not so fun for the child to grow up alone. So I think it's always better like there's a brother or a sister around, so they can so they don't feel alone, and they can share
bond,
some stuff.
Yeah, they can bond.
And get a bond. I think 3 is maybe one of them will maybe feel left behind, or maybe because of the age difference. So I think I think 2 is perfect.
Last question here for the slowly but surely rapid fire questions. Sam, it's a 2-part question. What is your favorite movie, and what is the worst movie you've ever seen?
My most favorite movie is The Matrix. The first one.
Okay.
Because when it came out, it was so revolutionary. And I was and still am a big fan of Keanu Reeves.
Who is?
And when I watch it, still, and even now for streamers, we have a lot of fantasy. I truly believe we were living in the Matrix.
Oh, you do believe so? Oh, man.
I was like, this is not possible. I see things like this can't be. This must be fake. And I was like trying, okay, can I push through this wall?
And it's like, no. Broken wrist, no.
But how cool would it have been? And I also sometimes I try to see life in Enigma codes. When I was traveling around and I was thinking like, okay, this building, how would it look like if it was all in Enigma codes? So,
damn.
And my parents like, what are you doing? Are you dreaming again? Pay attention.
We'll take you to the hospital again.
Yeah. It was the size effect from the...
That's awesome. Not a whole lot of people that I know actually like talk about the Matrix now. Especially it's a 90s movie, and like it really still holds up to this day if people were to actually go back and watch it.
Yeah, but as you see now, the effects that we're still using now, they are all borrowed from that movie.
Yeah.
Storytelling, how cameras are moving, the effects. It's been such a huge inspiration for many movie makers nowadays, and get such a compelled story, because the story was like what they have come up with was like incredible, and we miss that sometimes because the movies made nowadays are maybe a little bit like written too fast, or are made under pressure. And these guys, well, they're actually girls now. But when they made this movie, they really made their time. And that's what I love about when you're creating content. Take your time. Don't take the pressure. If you want to make something good, you have to make it. Let it grow and leave it behind for a couple of hours or days, and then pick it back up and make it better. So, and that's what they did with The Matrix, and that's what I admire on that movie. And I still rewatch it now and then. I think it's the movie that I've watched the most. I think.
How many times do you think you've watched the movie?
I think 17.
17?
17 or 18 times.
Oh man, you gotta catch up on my level, man. One of my favorite movie of all time is Saw 1.
Okay.
And I've watched that movie 72 times.
I'll start tonight.
yeah, start tonight, and then we'll go along.
One of the worst movies for me personally. Maybe it's not the worst, but I was feeling really bad about it. It's The Book Thief. The Book Thief.
The Book Thief. Who's that with?
Thief. It's based on the book by Marcus Zusak. It's a really big book. It's one of my favorite books. And they made it into a movie, and it was so bad. I was like, what have you done to this? It has the book thief in the title, and you don't see a thief stealing books.
What?
I was like, what? Or maybe one time. And yeah, they really missed a lot in that movie. And it's, a missed chance.
That's unfortunate.
Really unfortunate. Because the trailer was so promising. It was also a book that my sister really likes.
Right.
We both had the same experience. Like the movie was way too short to what it should have been.
Right.
So yeah, unfortunate.
The Book Thief. Okay, guys, if you guys are in the dollar bin at Walmart, or like if you're looking through Netflix, please put that movie down. It does no justice for the actual book. Read the book instead. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. As we wind down here, we do happen to have something where here we like to share, especially from you, Sam. Do you currently have a small or a big goal that you want to accomplish before the end of the year?
I have a goal that I surely am working on right now. It's in October. I will be streaming for 6 months. And it's also the period in Belgium where a lot of charities are starting up in the media. And what I would like to do to celebrate my 6 months is doing a 10-hour stream, but for charity.
Whoa!
For Red Nose Day. I don't know if Red Nose Day is familiar in the United States.
No, but please elaborate.
In Belgium, it's really popular. It's it's a day where we put on people extra in the picture who are struggling with mental health, depression.
Okay.
Every kind of illness, and they put on up a red nose, like represent like from the clinic clowns, to pump up and get more attention for people who are struggling with depression, anxieties, or any kind of illness. So the entire country is putting up a lot of charities, and there is a radio marathon on one of the biggest radio stations in Belgium. So people are able to put up their own goals, and I would like to be part of that, being starting up a 10-hour stream, starting at an hour that's good for Belgium and Europe, and go on till midnight, which is a great time period for the United States, so I can connect with everyone in the world, America, Indonesia, Germany, Belgium as well, and put up different kinds of segments in that stream. I would love to do a Q&A. I would love to do some small cooking, play games together, especially party games, to feel up and give up positive vibes. And talk to people and try to set up an amount of money that goes to organizations helping people with depressions, anxieties, and so forth.
Yeah, I'll be sure to have this up and ready by like around October, because that's a huge goal, Sam. That's a wonderful good deed too.
puzzling it out, and I'm thinking about, okay, who I'm going to invite, because it's not only going to be me. I want to invite as many people as possible, and really try to fill up the entire stream with a lot of fun, Lego building as well, all kinds of different sections, and have a good day, have a fine day, have a fun day. Talk with people of chat, sharing experiences. So that's something, and it will also help me for growing as a streamer, as a content creator. And it would be excellent for me for celebrating 6 years on Twitch. 6 years, 6 months.
Wait.
Years.
Maybe possibly down the road 6 years, it'd be a yearly thing. That'd be pretty cool. Wow, dude, that's really awesome. And like, how wonderful it would be, like, by having the 10-hour stream, and like, if you need help, if you need someone to interview, pick me. I'm raising my hand for those that are listening here in the audio.
You are already on the list for.
I
already know where I'm going to put you.
So I'm dancing in my chair.
I'm still puzzling it out and figuring things out. So I will talk to you.
Of course, later down the road, of course, we'll talk more about it, because that is a very special thing. And like, again, I respect those that, and I applaud people that actually come by and like support this. Making mental illness just mental illness something, normalizing it, you know what I mean? Because it's something where like all of us have a connection. That it's unfortunate we all have the same connection when it comes to mental illness, or like some negative thoughts, depression, anxiety, because we all go through that. But that takes a token where all of us can unite and have a special day where we can have that common that vision of like, there is something wrong, but we are here to take care of each other. And what a way to go out with a 10-hour stream set. That's a huge goal.
That's a huge goal. Absolutely.
That's a huge goal. I would say for you, Sam, though, the small goal could, if I'm not mistaken, breaking that 200 ceiling. By the time this episode airs, like if you're at the time of this recording, you're at 183 followers. And what a way to go out with a small goal. Yes, for 200, in that 200 milestone goal. That is wonderful.
Absolutely.
If you could describe yourself as yourself and as your channel alone to somebody who's never tuned in before, or is their first time tuning into the Sam Starbase, how would you describe that?
A welcoming home, very positive vibes, with a lot of passion for story.
Okay.
For storytelling, but also about people. I want the stream to be about people, about you, how your day was, what you are up to, what your opinion is about some kinds of things, where you can be yourself and don't be afraid to give an opinion, or so really give a stage and to jump in, to feel welcome. That's something that I really want to create, like a second home, even if it's for just 2 minutes, that you feel like, okay, this was a nice experience for 2 minutes. I had fun. It's like going to a bar, but virtual.
Yeah, virtual bar. Yes, of course.
And you have to bring your own drinks. So,
unfortunately, yes, you have to bring your own drinks. Yeah, like first round's on me. All water's on me. Well, that is very inviting, because you would hop on people's streams. Sometimes it's very toxic. Sometimes it's not the vibes, or like maybe they're just too self-centered, or like, maybe they're just focused on gaming and people just chat it up. All right, well, let me just ignore them. But you, Sam, you are very welcoming and inviting, and that's what I love about your streams, and just basically your channel itself, and just you as a person as a whole. That very inviting, and like whatever it is, that no topic is off topic, and at the end of the day, maybe the language barrier may not be so great, but at the end of the day, you try. That is the perfect thing. The keyword is trying. That you give it your absolute best. And of course, you're in Belgium. You're trying to gravitate here to the States, and like what a wonderful like way to you're branching over, and especially you're doing a very well job over at the Gamer Galaxy with the Discord, and like just being communicating with other people, because like networking, yes, it does create more of a spreading of word of the Chosen Sam. Yet at the end of the day, though, they love you for who you are. And I guess what I'm trying to say is that yes, by describing yourself as a whole, it is a welcoming home. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Well, Chosen Sam, I'm going to give you the floor. This is your moment in time. Again, I know you've announced like your projects and stuff like that, but please feel free to let us know one more time about any upcoming projects, who you are, and where can we find you. Please, the floor is yours.
Well, I'm Chosen Sam from Belgium. I'm a sci-fi and a fantasy streamer with a big passion for Star Wars. I try to be a very warm, welcoming base for everyone who also is a dreamer, because even I'm a big dreamer. Don't be afraid to work on those dreams. Nothing is impossible. You can make it. You can make it. Whatever the thing is that you're struggling with, and I try to be an open platform for everyone who comes in to feel safe, to create a safe environment, a fun environment, especially. Where you can be yourself and share the passion for video gaming and storytelling. I'm already streaming for like 3 months, but for my 6 months, I hope to do my very first 10 hours stream for charity. Red Nose Day it is called. It's gonna be a very fun day where everyone can participate in multiplayer session games, but there also will be like Lego buildings, cooking sessions, and Q&As, interviews with other streamers as well. So big plans, but I'm taking every step by step, and not to be afraid to make mistakes and grow day by day. So and if you are entering the chat, you're always welcome, even for lurking. I really appreciate it, and yeah, can't wait to meet you all soon. So be very welcome at Sam Starbase every Wednesday and Saturday.
Absolutely. And you can find them over at, if you were to point below you, Sam, your names or socials are down below you. The Chosen Sam, you can find him over on Twitch. The Chosen Sam, underscores on each and every word. Word. Then you have Colart Sam? I don't want to mispronounce it. Colart Sam? Colart Sam over on over on Twitch and Instagram. Chosen Sam over on Discord. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the episode here. Sam, you're a wonderful human being. Even though you're all the way in Belgium, I say this from time to time again. I tell my girlfriend all the time, I tell my family all the time, how much of a supportive friend you are, that I've got to meet you through here, especially because it's been really difficult to meet friends here. I have hardly any friends that I have outside of streaming, and even though I chat with you virtually off stream, we video chat, we send each other memes, or it's just a bunch of stuff. Even on Discord, we have our chat nights for like an hour or two that just fly by like that. I really am fortunate and very humbled to call you as a friend. I love you very, very much, and being supportive here in the House of Slowpokes. Like, I kid you not, you are one of the main people that make this streaming easy and very forgiving when it comes to having like maybe some technical issues, mental issues. But at the end of the day, you, sir, are one of the main people here that carry me through. I don't know where I would be without you, honestly.
Wow, thanks. That's speechless. I'm speechless. No, I'm very honored for meeting you. I think you were also one of the first streamers that I met even before I started streaming. So it's you're also for me like very inspiring, and I admire that you are very open about everything what you do with your just chatting sessions and being the open window, also welcoming to everyone and giving everyone the chance to share the experience. You tell about your experience and you open the path and
because we all have
emotions loading in, and that's so beautiful to see. You really inspire people to take on the next level, and that's such a beautiful thing. So I can only admire that. So I love you too, man. Love you too. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't without you, Positively Jessica, and so many other wonderful streamers who are so supporting. It's a great journey, and it's gonna stay a great journey. So let's do this. Let's go.
Let's freaking go. And to think, Sam, this for you, sir, this is just the beginning.
All right, thanks.
Wow, this is just the beginning for you, Sam. So thank you so much, Sam. And for those that are tuning in for the audio portion and the video portions here, both on YouTube and Spotify, my name is Slowpoke Felitos. I am a part-time streamer, part-time alcoholic, a seasonal Catholic, and an official Lego Builder license holder. Once again, this is the Chosen Sam. You can find him over on Twitch. It's mainly from Wednesdays and Saturdays, all the way from Belgium. Show him some love when you get a chance. Sam, thank you so much once again, and I'll be seeing you very soon.
Bye-bye. Thank you very much.
Adios, everybody.